That's the yellow dust.
What, you gonna make me sit?
Yeah, we're filming right now.
Pollen?
Hey, you all probably noticed by now all this yellow pollen all along the driveways and roads. And it makes a big mess when it gets into water puddles like this.
And they make
There's
a
some more of
big
it.
mess when you get
Yes.
it on your finger.
And this is what it comes from right here. All these big pine trees in the area.
And it will barely ever come off.
Well, it comes off with wiping it off. So there are two parts of the pine tree that we're going to look at. Here's a pine cone. And this is the female reproductive part of a pine tree. And the male reproductive part is called an oaken. And they're only visible on pine trees in the springtime. Let me see if I can zoom in on one of these. You can barely see the little yellow things on some of the branches on the pine tree here.
I can't see no yellow things.
Well, you just barely see them. Let's see if we can see them better over here on these trees. Oh yeah, there's some good ones up here. And that's where all this yellow pollen comes from. So if you can see, they're way up there. That's as large as my screen will go. Those are what hold all these little pieces of yellow pollen. So this time of year, they all pop. And what they're trying to do is get their little yellow pollen to go into these pine cones here. And so here's the pine cone. And the little sticky things on there come open this time of year when the weather's dry outside, hoping that the little pollen grains will get in there and then cause reproduction and eventually making a pine tree. No, you can't get allergies from it. Eventually making a pine tree grow. And what they say though is this kind of pollen doesn't cause allergies, even though it blows around in the air quite a bit. Allergies mainly come from oak pollen that hasn't come out yet. So these really don't do much to you other than make things a mess, make cars a mess.
Like it did yesterday.
Yeah, like it did yesterday.
Because it was a big mess.
Yeah. This is my son Vaughn, first grade, now virtual homeschooler, helping me with this video. And here's what it looks like on cars. You've probably noticed this before. All this yellow stuff on there. And as soon as you wipe it off, you know, it pretty much comes back on. So it doesn't do a lot of good to wash your car this time of year.
Unless you know what you're doing.
So again, where does the yellow pollen come from? It comes from these little pods on pine trees called oakens. And a lot of people just think they are...
Did you say oatmeal?
Oakens.
Oakens.
Yes. They just think they're pine cones, but if you look, you can see the difference between pine cones high in the tree there, then the oakens, the little pods that are down low. And they're only out during the springtime, this time of year, and they'll last from about now, you know, at least for another month before they go away. So anyways, that's all for our adventure right now. Talk to you later.